It's the moment nobody's finally been waiting for. The long hiatus is over. For now, at least. After this video, you might want me to take another, but we'll burn that bridge when we get there. If you didn't read the beginning slide, you need to. I won't be discussing what's going on in Afghanistan. That's not what I want my channel to be about. If that's what you want to see, there's plenty of political channels. Go watch them. It's my firm belief that a lot of you need to chill out, watch some SpongeBob, and take some lessons from Patrick. There's no point in getting worked up if you're not going to strap on your superhero cape and do something about it and go save the world, which, yes, would involve more than outrage on social media, which means you're already out. Anyway, I've been gone too long, so no more stalling. I, for whatever reason, follow a Facebook page that covers all the going ons in my little town, and when people aren't bitching about road construction, asking for free handouts, or asking dumb questions they can easily Google or call and find out, everyone thinks they're Gordon Ramsay. I don't know how it is in your town, but businesses, especially fast food service jobs, are struggling. Some of the posts are positive, like, I know they're understaffed and they're super busy, and I had a big fucking order because I only care about me and don't want to cook, but they knocked it out of the park. Like, somehow their kind words make up for the stress they're putting these people under. And the rest of the reviews are from the types of asshats I'm going to dismantle soon. Long and short of it is, it always comes back to young people are being lazy and not wanting to work, not realizing it's because people are tired of dealing with people like you, and now that they have the choice not to, that's exactly what they're doing. And the old $15 an hour argument, whether it's about restaurants still not being able to get employees with higher wages, or this is the best service I can get when they're understaffed and I'm trying to feed my fat ass and my 10 waterhead crotch spawns and they think they deserve 15 an hour. I mean this nicely. I do. But most of you don't even know what the fuck you're talking about, let alone what you're actually mad about. First of all, if you would just do a quick Google search instead of regurgitating what's in your echo chamber, you'd realize that had wages kept up with production and inflation, the minimum wage would actually be a little over 20 an hour. Am I saying it should be that high? No. I believe anywhere between 10 to 15 is more than fair. Not only will I tell you why, but I'm going to dismantle a few of your opposing arguments too. But first, like always, my fence sitting ass, as usual, will extend an olive branch here. Even though you can't articulate it, I get why you're mad. You most likely started your very rough, dead end job making maybe $8 to $12 an hour, and after years of hard work, you finally made it to what? Anywhere between 15 to 20 an hour? Now you're pissed because you see signs outside of restaurants offering 15 an hour. And you think, the fuck? They just flip burgers. Those workers are less than subhuman. Not realizing that although your job is harder, they're still providing a service millions of Americans consume daily, and their job is more physically demanding than people who make more than them. But the reason you're pissed is because you don't know how to read critically. You need to read the not so fine print. It says up to 15 an hour. You're not starting out at that, and what they don't tell you is that it's usually reserved for management. You can make up to 15 if you make management. Now you can rest easy knowing that you still make more than that burger boy you need to feel superior to. He's not going to be fucking your wife anytime soon. Not because he has more money than you anyway. I mean, sometimes a girl just wants a free 10 piece in a McFlurry. Women really are simple creatures, guys. One thing that gets me though is you do realize that things and times change, right? When my grandma was 18, she worked full time at a restaurant and only made $20 a week. Wages do eventually go up. Nothing is set in stone. The same job you started out making 7.25 or 10 an hour, in the near distant future, someone's gonna start out making 15 or 20 or some shit. My brother's first job was at Domino's, and if I'm recalling correctly, I think he started out making minimum wage, which was 7.25. He only pulled in a little over 100 a week. When my grandma found out about this, do you think she was mad? Absolutely not, because she wasn't insane. She's proud of him for working and trying to make an honest living. I work fast food now. I'm not going to tell you how much I make, but I do make a decent amount of money. No doubt if rental companies didn't want you to make 20 times the monthly rent, I could live on my own right now. And comfortably too. Is my brother mad that I'm making more than he did when he worked fast food? No. And I thought that's the way it was supposed to be. I thought we were supposed to want better for future generations. But no. Since you suffered, you want other people to suffer because you don't realize how fucked that type of thinking is. I'm not religious, but some of you could take a lesson from that Jesus feller. The wages are going to go back down when they hire more people. That is a very real possibility. But I don't see that happening anytime soon. Here's why. I've heard the whole minimum skill equals minimum pay, but none of you really know what the fuck you're talking about when you say that stupid shit. Work one of these jobs, especially on busy days, especially when they're understaffed, and especially you have to deal with people like you all day long, all while realizing you've got to do that for 40 plus hours a week, and then tell me how minimal it is. Oh, but then you'll say, well, just get a better job. And the irony of your ignorance is lost on you because you don't see that's already happening. That's why I don't see restaurants reaching their employee capacity and dropping wages anytime soon. You've got it in your head young people are just being lazy and don't want to work because they can leech off the government. I'm going to extend another olive branch here because I have no doubt that it's happening, but not to the extent that you think it is, all because that's what's getting tossed around in your echo chamber. During the lockdowns, lots of people were laid off or realized their job was becoming pointless with the way things were going and quit. Sure, they might have been on unemployment for a little bit, but a lot of them finally had time to think and plan and decide to either go back to school or get a better job. Congrats! They took your advice. And now that fast food places are understaffed and prices of food went up, you're left looking like the Pikachu meme. What gets me is a lot of you don't hear how disgusting, entitled, and hypocritical you sound. You honestly think you need and deserve to be waited on hand and foot and served like you're royalty. You have so many negative comments about how you're trying to be understanding, but these places aren't living up to your expectations. Then you go on your tirade about how nobody is wanting to work. But if I were to ask you if you'd apply right now, especially with pay being 15 apparently, because apparently they're making more than you now, you'd say, oh no, not me, I couldn't do this. So is that you admitting in that moment that the job, especially given current conditions, is harder than you thought, and that it's not minimal? Or did the hypocrite in you just come out by saying you're too good for that job, just like the people you're talking about? If so, you just proved my point that you need someone to feel superior to. Because you can't grasp that you're mad at the wrong people. But that's a topic for another video. I'm going to close this by saying I get it. You started off, grinded to get where you're at, and now you think you see people starting off making more money than you did. Life blows and it's not fair. I'll be the first to tell you that I believe you should have started out making more and you deserve more than you have now. But let's say it is all minimal work. Has it ever occurred to you that that's all some people are capable of and that's as far as they'll go? That doesn't mean they deserve to be treated like shit and that they shouldn't be able to afford to live on their own, especially considering just last year you were calling them essential. We're not asking for gold plated toilets or Lambos. People just want enough to afford a little apartment, which they would be able to if it wasn't for 20 times the monthly rent, but I digress. I mean, be honest. What do you want from them? Do you want them to collect Biden's 600 a week? Or do you want them to make a little more an hour so they'll want to work so you can be served all that delicious fast food your ass doesn't need more of? I mean, we could always go back to they can just get better jobs, but then you'll be left looking like Pikachu again. I get it. I get that you started off with low pay, your ass busting important job, and after years of hard work, you wrongly think, because you can't read or think critically, that you're making less than a busboy is starting out now. But if it's that big of a deal, and if it's truly not about you having more money or needing to feel superior, just apply. What? You're not too lazy or too good for a minimal skill job for 15 an hour, are you?